Hello, once more everyone. Welcome back to the channel, back here on YouTube for the 2024 NFL Predictions NFC Preseason Predictions. And I'll give today you the numbers, the 7 teams I think from 1 to 7 who will make the playoffs out of the NFC in 2024. Last year I got 5 teams out of the 7 correct, but I didn't get the seeds right. Last year I predicted them. We'll see how accurate I am on the seeds this year. Last year I picked the Eagles, 49ers, Buccaneers, Lions, and Cowboys. I got those 5 teams out of 7 correct in the NFC, but I did not get their seeds correct, unfortunately. So here we go. We'll try this again in 2024. See how accurate we can be this year. Starting out with the number 1 seed, I think, out of the NFC, which will be the San Francisco 49ers, Brock Purdy at quarterback, George Kittle, tight end out of Iowa, out of Tight End University, and the third, Christian McCaffrey on offense, Deebo Samuel, everyone on offense for the 49ers should be back, ready to go in 2024. Their defense, pretty good as well. One of the best defenses last year, but it didn't help them in the Super Bowl because Dre Greenlaw, if you remember, was the one 49er player who linebacker got hurt trying to go back in the field after a play in the Super Bowl. And that's what I think carried the Chiefs' momentum to get the Chiefs their second straight Super Bowl title in overtime last year against the 49ers. So as we get into today's picks, there's I think the 49ers are number 1. They should have a pretty good schedule, but I think they're going to be number 1 again, back-to-back years. I think this is the year they need to be number 1, and I think this year the 49ers have a good chance, a legit chance, I think, to go back to Super Bowl 59, and I think they get a chance to win this year. We'll see if it's a rematch between the Chiefs and Buccaneers, Chiefs and 49ers, which I think it very most likely could come down to. And this year, I think the 49ers have a chance to win their 6th Super Bowl in team history. So, for the 49ers, that's the number 1 seed here in 2024. We'll see how accurate I am at the end of this season. Next up, Philadelphia Eagles, number 2. This is a team last year that got a wild card spot in the Eagles. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. Last year was a wild card spot. Unfortunately, they got beat up by the Cowboys. They had a great season last year up until the end of the year, until they lost to the Cowboys in late in the season, and they had to go on the road in the playoffs to win game. They had to go on the road last year in the playoffs, and unfortunately, it did not help them last year. Going on the road in the playoffs to Tampa Bay and losing to Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers in the wild card round on a Monday night. And that's how they ended their season. This year, I think the Eagles have a better chance. I think it's going to be a tight division race in the NFC East with the Cowboys and the Eagles head-to-head. I think the matchups this year, I think very well. One matchup could go the Eagles' way, and one matchup can go to Dallas's way. We'll see how that works out, and I'll tell you my prediction when we get to those games this year, because I'm pretty sure that those matchups will be in it. I'll have the Cowboys in this pick later on their seed, because I do think they're going to make the playoffs as well, but I'll tell you that later. So, Eagles are number 2 at the moment, in my mind. Number 3 team, in my mind, this year in 2024, the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff returns. Jamar Gibbs, the second-year running back. Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Lions have a pretty good team this year coming back. A team that last year made it deep to the NFC title game, lost to the 49ers on the road in San Francisco. And by the way, you could say this, the 49ers and Lions, comparing to the Lions, that Lions have a tight end out of Iowa as well in Sam Laporta, going into his second year for the Lions. Both tight ends out of Tight End University, so the Iowa has a lot of tight ends in the NFL. They have at least 4 at the moment. You know, the Lions could be a team. They're going to be, I think, number 3 seed. Last year, I predicted them to be the number 4 seed. I believe they were the number 3 seed last year, in fact, and they lost. They beat the Rams in the first round. That's how they propelled their playoff start, and then this year they hosted the NFL draft. By the way, so this year the Lions, I think, might have a better year, and I think they have a chance to improve than last year. And I think this Lions team might have another chance to go back. I think they will. I think they will make it back to the NFC title game, but we'll see how that happens. And I do think the 49ers and Lions can have another great playoff matchup again this year in January in the playoffs. So again, the Lions are the number 3 seed at the moment for the year. We'll see what happens at the end of the year. Next up, number 4 seed I have. I'm going to go down to Florida, Tampa Bay, by the way, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'll just tell you this right now. The reason I think the Buccaneers are going to be a number 4 seed, Baker Mayfield's returning. And last year, the Buccaneers had a great chance to be a team in the postseason. They did a good thing. Baker Mayfield in his second postseason appearance. First with the Buccaneers after having a bad year at the end of his career in Cleveland for Baker Mayfield. He went to Carolina, didn't perform there, went to LA, performed there for a while, but he could not get it done with the Rams. The Rams ended up missing out on an opportunity. He went to Tampa Bay last year's first year, made the playoffs, got them to the divisional round. They lost in Detroit as a division champion to another division champion. And I think this year the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield, they have a chance, I think, to go back, and I think they will. There's been a lot of scenarios, predictions that the people thinking the Falcons might make it, but I think Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers have another shot to win this division. I think the NFC South, again, is going to be a division that's going to be won with a losing team this year, potentially. Maybe a losing team gets in at 8-9, 7-10, 9-8. One of those scenarios, I think, in the NFC South for some reason, like it has been in the past. But I think the Buccaneers will be the team on top in this division as a number 4 seed. Next up, go to Los Angeles. First next pick, the Rams house. SoFi Stadium, the Rams. Matthew Stafford entering his 4th year with the Rams, I think. After winning Super Bowl 56 a few years ago. Rams, Matthew Stafford, year number 4 for him in LA. This year, I think the Rams, after last year losing on the road and destroying the wild card round, then I think Matthew Stafford and the Rams, they have a chance this year to go back to playoffs as a wild card team. I think it's going to be a fight between them and the 49ers as always. In the last few years, it's been one team winning one game and the other winning the other. But I think the Rams have a close division this year with the 49ers, and the only reason I think that is they're going to be close with the 49ers and the Rams. These two teams can be tough against each other when they do meet up. And the Rams, I think, could be one of those teams. They could play spoiler this year in the playoff picture as a wild card team to however they play. But I do think the Rams get a number 5 seed. If that does happen, they would go to Tampa Bay, of course, unfortunately, in my picks. As you can see, the predictions, I have them. And it could be a scenario like the year they won Super Bowl 56, having to go on the road. Having to go to Tampa Bay in the first round on the road this year. And winning on the road, which they did the year they won the Super Bowl. So that's the only reason I think the Rams get a number 5 seed this year, unfortunately. Number 6 seed, like I said, Cowboys fans, this is what you have to deal with. I said the Cowboys aren't in predictions, and they will be here at some point, which they are. Dallas Cowboys, the number 6 seeded team in the NFC this year out of the NFC East. Like I said, the Cowboys and Eagles, 2 teams that will have a great chance playing each other. It's going to be a fight between the two of them to win the division again this year, just like last year when the Cowboys won the division. I think the Eagles take back the division crown. But for the Cowboys, I'm going to compare the Cowboys here to the Buffalo Bills. The Bills fans, which I said yesterday, I put the Bills as number 2 seed if you watched the video yesterday. The Cowboys are kind of like the Bills in a way. They do get in the regular season, and then when it comes to the postseason, they just can't finish. So the Bills and Cowboys, I'm putting them both in that category of teams that do well in the regular season, but they can't finish the job and win in the postseason. And that's the thing with the Cowboys. Unfortunately, last year it happened to them, and it did, unfortunately. But I think the Cowboys and Eagles, they're going to be matchups where one of them's going to win, one of them's not. But that's why I think the Eagles won the division and get a number 2 spot, and why I have the Cowboys at 6 at this moment. And last but not least, number 7 seed. If you're a Green Bay Packers fan, this is for your team. Yeah. Green Bay Packers fans, this is your team. Jordan Love going into his 2nd full year as a starter in Green Bay. Here's the reason why I think the Packers get a number 7 seed. I think the Packers, the only reason they get a number 7 seed this year is because I think they lose both games to the Lions. I think they have a tough fight against the Vikings and the Bears as well. I think they can sweep. The Packers are a team that will sweep the Bears in the regular season, but lose at least 1 or 2 to the Lions, and then maybe win 1 or 2 against the Vikings. That's the only reason I think they have a tough chance of getting a number 7 seed is I think it's going to be closer between the Packers and Vikings for the 7th seed. And I had to rule the Vikings out of it because I think the Packers might do a little bit better. You look at the Packers on paper; they're a team that makes the playoffs. In the past, they have, and they can win. But we'll have to wait and see what happens this year for the Green Bay Packers in the 2024 season. All the reason I think they're number 7 seed. They have a hard time in the NFC North this year, I think, more than ever. But I was thinking the number 17, they'd have to go to Philadelphia in the first round, and I think Jordan Love going to Philadelphia, that's going to be a task potentially for him if they do get a number 7 seed. So we'll have to wait and see. Packers number 7 seed for 2024 NFC predictions. There you have it. NFC predictions in the books. All 7 seeds right there. If you liked today's video, you know what to do. Please remember to watch and like and subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends as well to do the same if they haven't done so yet. And also, don't forget to comment below who you think your 7 playoff teams in the NFC are going to be, 1 through 7. And also, next Tuesday, Week 1 NFL predictions right back here. I'll see you next Tuesday with NFL predictions Tuesday. Please, hope you all enjoyed. Please also hit that notification button below so you know when I upload a new video. Have a good day. Stay safe and peace out. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.